don't have to lose a child to understand what you're going through. Loss is loss. Welcome to the Grieving Mom's Guide to Life. My name is Susan Fahidi, and I am a grieving mom. Loss is not loss. How many times have you heard that? Loss is loss. That really bothers me because according to the Institute of Medicine, child loss is the most stressful and most enduring life event that a person can ever endure. Child loss, not parent loss, not a divorce, not moving, not changing jobs, child loss. So all loss is not equal. There are different levels of it. Sure, you can have an understanding of what loss feels like, but the level of loss when it comes to child loss is really so much higher than any other loss that you can experience, to the extent where it actually reduces your life expectancy. It reduces the life expectancy of women for natural and unnatural causes, and for fathers, it's unnatural causes. So you dads out there, please be careful. Please take care of yourselves. Please take care of your mental health. The stress of losing a child has such profound effects to our lives, and there are scientists in this world that are actually trying to study what that loss is, and they are finding that you have, in child loss, as a bereaved parent, you have an increased risk of suffering a cardiac event, of psychiatric hospitalization, of cancer, a higher risk of cancer, depressive symptoms, which I think we probably all know about the higher risk of depressive symptoms. But you also have just an overall loss of well-being in your life. Your quality of life is much less than those who are not bereaved parents. And we need to think about that as bereaved parents. We need to really consider that as we move forward in our lives, about this truth that is never talked about. It's really never talked about. It's estimated that 12% of parents by the age of 60 will have suffered from child loss. 12%. And the closer you get to 80, the higher that percentage goes. During that study, they looked at long-lasting effects. They looked at parents who have been bereaved for on average, more than 18 years, and saw this decrease in well-being and increase in cardiac events and cancer and psychiatric hospitalizations. That's pretty heavy duty. And you do not suffer those kinds of things when you lose your grandparent, when you lose your friend or your sibling, or your cat, or your marriage or your job. And I'm not going to diminish those losses, because yes, they are hard things to go through. They can be devastating, but they are not scientifically proven as stressful as losing your child. It's not a good thing to compare, oh, your loss is greater than mine. But when the scientists are doing that, and they are finding that it is more stressful, remember that child loss is the most stressful life event that a person can go through. So what do we do about that? I think step one, we need to educate those around us that this is going to last our lifetime. It is not going to go away. Sure, it can get easier, and there's definitely things that we can do to facilitate it getting easier, but we really need to be educating those that are in our lives, that are affecting our lives, how prolonged and profound this type of loss is. And number two, we need to be protecting ourselves. We need to protect our health. So as a bereaved parent, I strongly believe, and I practice this myself, that you should be having ongoing care from your family physician, or whatever you have wherever you live. You should have a primary care health provider, and you should be seeing them on a regular basis to protect your health. Because those that are still in our lives, whether we have another child or children, or whether we have a spouse, or we have family, we have people that love us and care about us, and we don't want them to be suffering our loss. So we need, and for yourself too, you want to have a good quality of life for as long as possible. Don't let this bereavement bring your health to a decapacitated state. So protect your health. I'm going to lay it out here for the world. About 6 weeks ago, I potentially had a cardiac event myself. I have lost 2 children. My son was 27, my daughter was 31. My son died 6 years ago, my daughter died 3.5 years ago. Can't believe I'm adding that half on now, my gosh. It's very stressful, and they haven't been able to rule out whether it was a cardiac event or not. We're still in the process of testing for that. It was not a heart attack, and I'm very grateful for that. But what it was, we don't know, or what it wasn't, we don't know yet. So as a result of that, I decided to look up this information and find out, what is the life expectancy? What are the physical effects of child loss grief? And these are some of the things that I found. Cardiac event is definitely right up there at the very top. So protect your heart. And I'm not a physician, I'm not giving medical advice, but my cardiologist told me that I need to be walking or need to be exercising 150 minutes a week. Seems a lot to me, but it probably is not. And in grief, motivation is very hard to come by, and that's what I need to find. I need to find the motivation to get my butt up out there, and at least to be walking, for my health, for my longevity. And I want longevity. I don't want to just be surviving. I want to be thriving. I want to be thriving in my life. Yet I've got this big hurdle of my child loss grief. So I'm going to be taking the steps of protecting my health. I'm going to be moving more. I'm going to be trying to find ways to protect my health. And then, they tell me, and they're probably right, going along with exercising, moving is good mental health hygiene as well. So, it can help lift you up out of that depressive mood that you can be feeling yourself in. So protect your health. That was number 2. Really, you need to protect your health. And number 3, we need to reduce our mental stress. And that goes hand in hand with moving our bodies, helps reduce some of our mental stress. But we need to actively reduce the mental stress. So something that we could be doing is meditation. I will be linking below a video that I've created. It's a mindfulness meditation. It is a guided meditation. It's not very long, but it's something that you can, that you can do whenever you feel that you need to be reducing some of your stress. But take out the extra things that are causing you stress that you don't need in your life. Whether it's, if you have a long commute to work, if you can reduce that, find a job closer so you're not dealing with that long commute. If it's you have people in your lives that are causing you stress, if you can, if you feel like you can, remove those people from your lives. I have cut people right off. My circle has gotten smaller and smaller. If people can't tolerate my grief, if people can't handle who I am now as a grieving parent, I have had to remove them from my life. And I'm not telling you that that's what you need to do, but maybe you should take a step back and assess that, because they can be contributing a vast amount of stress to our lives, just because they don't get who we are anymore. And that's really a big thing, you know. They were friends, they were close to us, maybe in a different life prior to our child loss, but you're different now. So your relationships are going to be different, and they can cause you huge amounts of stress. But if you can incorporate some meditation, is really, really good for reducing your stress level. I do meditate. I do meditate a lot, not as much as I need to, but try to incorporate it at least once a day. It's a good thing to do in the morning, and it helps prepare your mind and opens your mind up for the rest of the day. Mindfulness meditation, what it does is basically, when you have depression, you're living in the past. When you have anxiety, your mind is going into the future. Your body is always right now, here in the present. And so you get these conflicting things that are going on inside of you, where you're in the past with your children, wanting to be in the past with your memories of your children. You're in the future being concerned that what may happen to your other children if you have other children. You're looking to the future because you're fearful of what it's going to be like moving forward without your children. But your body is right here in this moment. And as Eckhart Tolle calls it, it's in the now. Well, the now is literally right now, this second, this moment, what is happening right now. And your body never leaves that, never leaves that. So mindfulness meditation is basically taking your mind and making it aware of this instant, this second. Not yesterday, not 5 minutes ago, not 5 minutes from now, not tomorrow, not next year, but literally in this instant. And it brings you a lot of clarity, and it just releases a lot of that stress. Even if you can be in this second, this nanosecond, for a brief period of time, gives your body an opportunity to restore itself. And restoration is really important when you're trying to heal. Actually, that's restoration and healing are synonyms of each other. So that was number 3. I think number 4, going on with your health, make sure you're taking a really good multivitamin. Make sure that you have that your vitamin is bioavailable, which means that it's ready for your body to absorb as you're consuming it. Make sure it's talk to somebody who knows something about vitamins if you have to. Good vitamin will give your body good strength and support as you move through this. Because when we think about it, our body is what's supporting us physically. It is our physical, and we need to rely on our body to be healthy, to get us over these hard times. Because if our body is falling apart and our mind is falling apart, we're just a big mess, and we don't want to be a big mess. So let's make sure that our body is supported, and a good multivitamin is a good way to do that. Reducing instant stress, you can use essential oils is really good for that. One thing that I recommend is a peppermint and wild orange essential oils together. You just put a drop of each in your hand and just inhale it. You can get a diffuser for your home if you want, but you can simply just do that in your hands and just breathe it in. And it helps reduce your stress, almost immediately. So those are some really good things that you can do for yourself. I will be putting some links below for some essential oils that are pure and don't have additives to them, and are good products to use that I highly recommend. So the bottom line is, take care of yourself. Don't become one of these statistics. Protect your heart, protect your mind, protect your body, protect yourself to help ensure that you have a good quality of life for the rest of your life. I can't stress how important this is. As grieving parents, please take what I've said to heart, because your heart has been through enough. You need to protect it. So that's it for today. I really hope that this information has been proven valuable to you, and that it, can give you some tools to protect your heart, because it's been through enough. Your heart has been broken enough. It has been hurt enough. You don't need to hurt it anymore. Let's take steps to protect ourselves as bereaved parents. If you have found this video useful, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel, because when you do that, then YouTube recognizes that other bereaved parents will also find my video useful and show it to them. And I'm really hoping that we can, come together as a community and help as many bereaved parents as we can. So until next time, love you guys.